From the Oklahoma newsroom, this is an OSU update with Kyle Fredrickson. I'm Jen Carlson. Kyle, a lot of attention coming out of signing day and the recruiting period about Chris Carson, the junior college player who's going to play running back for the Cowboys, was committed to Georgia, but then decommitted and ended up at OSU. Kind of an interesting change, and you had a chance to talk to him about just how difficult that was for him.
Right. You know, this is a guy who's been very outspoken about the fact that he wants to only be at OSU for 1 year, you know, and that might rub some fans wrong. You know, I think in today's age with this idea about amateurism in college sports and how these guys approach their college careers. But, you know, in Carson's case, you know, his family's house actually partially burned down a few Decembers ago. So, you know, this is a guy who really is outspoken about the fact that he wants to help his family. You know, this was more than just a football decision to attend OSU. Like you had mentioned, switched his commit status from Georgia to Stillwater late in the process, mostly because he feels like he has that chance of being in there for 1 year and getting that opportunity to play at the next level.
Well, yeah, and a lifelong Georgia fan, he told you, and so the decision not to go to Georgia was big, but a chance to make an instant impact and leave for the NFL after a year. But I guess maybe that begs the question, what kind of impact could he make on the Cowboys?
Well, you know, we're talking about a guy who played 2 years in JUCO in 2 different styles of offense. So, you know, I think that bodes well for OSU fans who wonder how he's going to project at this level. You know, he was able to pick up 2 different systems fairly quickly. At OSU, once again, he's going to pick up another one. So if, in fact, he's only going to be here for 1 year, you know, if he has that instant impact like Cowboy fans hope that he has, you know, it seems that his past would fit that. And like you had mentioned, you know, being from Georgia, you know, it was a tough decision to go away from that. You know, his JUCO coach actually told me that when that offer was going to come on the table, he was set. You know, there was no questioning about it. But as the process went on, as he thought about his family, that changed a little bit. You know, and as of right now, I think Dad is still kind of wavering on the decision. I think he kind of wishes he was a Bulldog.
There's paperwork out there,
yeah,
Kyle.
There's paperwork at this point. But certainly, I mean, they've got to be proud of where he's got to this day and everything he said about helping the family, because clearly, you know, getting that NFL paycheck would certainly kind of subside some of those fears he had about, you know, where they were going to be at in the next few years.
Well, you wonder, too, if Todd Gurley, the Georgia running back, hadn't gotten hurt and they bring in Nick Grubb and he plays fantastically, would Chris Carson have recognized just how deep Georgia is at running back? They are so stacked at running back. That
definitely played into the decision. I mean, when Mike Gundy went out to visit him at Butler Community College there in Kansas, he brought along Barry Sanders Heisman Trophy
right.
with him, you know, talked about the NFL pedigree that they have there, you know, and obviously the depth chart concern was something else that played into his decision, just because of the fact that Carson's going to come in and I think in a lot of people's minds is going to be that #1 back.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Kyle. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoma.